Welcome to Mindblow, the ultimate destination for jaw-dropping content that will surprise, inspire, and entertain you every step of the way. If you love discovering the unexpected, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and share with your friends to keep the excitement going. Your support helps us keep blowing minds and creating content you'll never forget. So buckle up and get ready, because this is just the beginning. The ocean is no longer empty. It's filled with new dangers lurking just beneath the surface and racing across the waves. What was once a vast, tranquil expanse has become a battleground for the latest technologies and tactics. Imagine a small, fast, unmanned boat packed with explosives skimming across the waves, a drone boat. These machines are cheap, expendable, and can be operated from miles away, making them a nightmare for traditional navies. They can slip past defenses, strike with precision, and disappear before anyone can react. Now, picture dozens of missiles flying at a single ship, a missile swarm. Each missile is a threat on its own, but together, they can overwhelm even the most advanced defenses, saturating the sky and leaving little time to respond. These cheap, deadly threats have changed naval warfare forever. Even the most powerful warships, bristling with weapons and sensors, can be overwhelmed by sheer numbers and relentless attacks. The balance of power at sea is shifting. For Australia, this is a serious problem. The Royal Australian Navy is building the Arafura-class Offshore Patrol Vessels, ships designed for simpler times when the main threats were pirates or smugglers, not swarms of drones and missiles. They were meant for peaceful patrols, not high-tech threats. But the world has changed. Drone boats and missile swarms now fill the seas, turning every patrol into a potential combat mission. The line between peace and war is thinner than ever. Can these lightly armed ships survive in this new world? Recent conflicts in Ukraine and the Red Sea have shown the power of these new weapons. Even well-defended ships have been damaged or destroyed by attacks that would have been unthinkable just a decade ago. We've seen drone boats slam into billion-dollar warships. Houthi rebels have launched waves of missiles and drones, testing even the best navies. These attacks are not just headlines, they are warnings of what any navy could face. These attacks are a wake-up call. Small groups can now challenge major powers. The old rules of naval combat are gone, replaced by a new era where agility, technology, and innovation matter more than size or tradition. Ships like the Arafura-class are caught between two worlds, built for patrol but facing real combat threats. They're not destroyers or frigates, they're patrol vessels, built for presence, not battle. Yet they may be thrust into the front lines, forced to adapt or risk becoming obsolete. The line between peaceful patrol and deadly battle is now dangerously blurred. The Arafura-class may be forced to face threats it was never meant to handle. The future of Australia's defense depends on how it adapts, whether through new technology, new tactics, or a complete rethink of what it means to patrol the seas in the 21st century. The Arafura-class was born from a sensible idea, a practical response to Australia's unique maritime challenges. Australia's vast maritime zone stretches over millions of square kilometers, demanding constant vigilance and regular patrols to ensure security and sovereignty. The Navy needed ships tailored for law enforcement, search and rescue, and stopping smugglers, not for high-intensity warfare, but for the daily realities of maritime security. Using a billion-dollar destroyer for these jobs is not just overkill, it's a waste of resources and money that could be better spent elsewhere. The Arafura-class was designed as the Navy's everyday patrol car. Larger and with greater range than the old Armidale-class, it could cover more ocean for longer periods, staying at sea for weeks at a time. Equipped with a main gun, machine guns, and a helicopter pad, it was more than adequate for its original mission. Flexible, reliable, and ready for a variety of peacetime tasks. The plan was logical and cost-effective. When the project began, the world seemed more predictable. The main threats were crime and disorder at sea, not missile swarms or high-tech adversaries. Building affordable patrol vessels freed up destroyers and frigates for real combat. The Arafura-class would handle the daily grind, letting the heavy hitters focus on defense and deterrence. The design reflects this philosophy, stable, comfortable for long missions with ample space for boarding operations and crew. But survivability in a major conflict was not a priority. They lack advanced radar, missile defenses, and reinforced hulls. These ships were never meant to go toe-to-toe with enemy warships or survive in a missile-saturated environment. Built for presence, not for a fight, this was seen as a smart trade-off at the time. But as global tensions rise and threats evolve, the world has changed, and so too must our approach to maritime security. As Australia built its new patrol boats, naval warfare was transformed. Two technologies changed everything: drone boats and cheap, accurate anti-ship missiles. These are the great equalizers. Small nations or groups can now threaten major navies. In Ukraine, explosive drone boats struck Russian ships, proving you don't need a billion-dollar warship to sink one. In the Red Sea, Houthi rebels launched swarms of drones and missiles at commercial and military ships. Swarm tactics overwhelm defenses. No ship can shoot down everything at once. Every attack forces navies to use expensive munitions. Drone boats attack from the surface, missiles from the air, often at the same time. Defending against multiple fast-moving threats is nearly impossible for ships not designed for it. For vessels like the Arafura-class, survival in this environment is slim. The game has changed. Ships built for old threats are now dangerously vulnerable. The rules of naval warfare have been rewritten. Australia's neighbors are taking a different approach to maritime security, one that's shaped by the realities of their region and the lessons of recent history. Across the Indo-Pacific, many countries are investing in patrol vessels that are more than just simple ships. They're building light frigates with real combat capability, designed to handle both peacetime patrols and sudden conflict. These ships are constantly on alert, patrolling contested waters and participating in live fire exercises because their navies know that tensions can escalate quickly and conflict can erupt with little warning. Take Indonesia and Malaysia for example. Their newest patrol vessels are equipped with anti-ship missiles and advanced air defense systems, giving them the ability to both defend themselves and project power if necessary. These ships aren't just for show. They can actively defend themselves and strike back if attacked, making them credible deterrents in a volatile region. In Europe, a different but equally forward-thinking approach is common. Modern patrol vessels are built fitted for but not with, meaning they're constructed with the infrastructure for advanced weapons, even if those systems aren't installed right away. These ships have the wiring, power supply, and space for future upgrades, so when new threats emerge, advanced weapons can be added quickly and efficiently. This built-in flexibility allows navies to adapt rapidly as technology advances or as the security environment changes, without needing to build entirely new ships. In stark contrast, Australia's Arafura-class patrol vessels were not designed to carry major weapon systems from the outset. Retrofitting these ships with advanced weapons later would require expensive, time-consuming, and technically challenging modifications, far more difficult than simply installing them during construction. While Australia opted for a pure patrol vessel focused on peacetime missions, its neighbors prepared for the possibility of a storm, building ships ready for both peace and conflict. The result is clear: Australia's ships are less adaptable to rising threats and less able to respond to a rapidly changing security environment. While others planned for danger and uncertainty, Australia planned for calm seas and routine patrols, hoping for the best rather than preparing for the worst. In today's unpredictable world, that choice now looks increasingly risky and may leave Australia exposed if the seas turn rough. The Arafura class's main weakness is clear: it's dangerously underarmed. Its main weapon is a single 40mm cannon, fine for warning shots, useless against missiles or armored drone boats. Machine guns offer little protection against modern threats. In a fight, the Arafura would be a sitting duck. It also lacks advanced sensors, no powerful radar or electronic warfare systems. It can't see threats coming from far enough away, and even if it could, it lacks the weapons to respond. Built to commercial standards, it lacks the armor and damage control of true warships. A single missile or drone boat could cripple or sink it. This combination of weak armament, limited sensors, and low survivability makes it unsuitable for combat zones. Sending it into contested waters would be incredibly risky. The Arafura class is a police car asked to fight on a battlefield. It was designed for a world that no longer exists. Now, it's outmatched by modern threats. Australia faces tough choices for its Arafura-class fleet. Option 1, upgrade them with new weapons and sensors. But this would be expensive, time-consuming, and might not work well. Turning a patrol boat into a warship is like turning a sedan into a race car. Possible, but costly and risky. Option 2, use them only for low-threat missions, patrolling Australia's economic zone, stopping smugglers, and search and rescue. This keeps crews safe, but means billions were spent on ships that can't fight in a real conflict. Option 3, send them into contested areas as they are, accepting the risk. This would put crews in danger and could result in a symbolic, tragic loss. Each option has major downsides: cost, capability, or risk. There's no easy answer. The Arafura-class dilemma is a warning for future shipbuilding decisions. Australia must decide: upgrade, relegate, or risk it all. The stakes are high for the Navy and the nation. Australia stands at a strategic crossroads. The Arafura-class story is a lesson in how fast military technology changes. The real question: how does a middle power balance military needs with budget realities? Upgrading the ships means less money for other urgent defense needs. Relegating them to safe roles limits Australia's ability to operate with allies. The pace of innovation is relentless. Drones, AI, and hypersonic weapons are changing everything. Australia must build ships that are adaptable for the next 20 or 30 years. The Arafura-class lacks this flexibility. The choices made now will shape Australia's security for decades. Getting this balance right is crucial for the nation's future.